before you step outside.
An incredible shot of a tornado in Saskatchewan this evening. This was near Darcy, Saskatchewan. This started as just a tiny little cloud, a little cumulus cloud, and then poof, before you know it, we were looking at a funnel, and then ultimately this rope tornado. And you can see clearly the debris cloud at the surface on the ground. That's swirling up all that dust and dirt, awfully dry out in the prairies. Just an incredible shot. And we thank Neil Surface for sending us that video here at the Weather Network. It has been a very busy evening. I'm meteorologist Jaclyn Whittal. Let's take a look at some of our watches and warnings. No tornado warnings at this point, but we were under a tornado warning for several, I would say for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half in and around that area. So between Bigger, through Rosetown, east of Kindersley. There's the storms there. All the red boxes that you see are severe thunderstorm warnings, but again, no tornado warnings. And it's not just through Saskatchewan that is getting active weather. We're also looking at Alberta that's really starting to light up with storms. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through the storms. First, let's go to Alberta, actually. This one just east of Big Valley has really started to intensify in about the last couple scans on radar. So likely in the center of that one, we've got some major hail. This is moving in this direction. We don't have any rotation on this storm at this point, but moving toward Castor, Alberta. So that's near Wainwright. This is all just east of Red Deer, east of the QE2. Couple other storm cells back here. Another one that's probably about to cross just south of Ponoka in Alberta as well. Now let's go over across the border to Saskatchewan, and you can see that this was the storm, the one that's just kind of now a big rainy blob on radar, but that was the storm that initially produced the tornado. There you go. And then, yeah, you can see it had some purple reflectivity on it. That was when it was at its strongest, and it did have lots of hail in there. Now it's just moving eastward toward Aberdeen, toward Saskatoon, and the biggest risk right now could be some large hail still, although that looks to be, looks like it's diminished a bit too, but definitely heavy rain, strong winds, all headed toward the city of Saskatoon, I would say within the next 15 to 20 minutes. So stay with the Weather Network for the latest.
Active weather for our Tuesday is mostly across British Columbia and Alberta. We have ongoing storm systems that continue to push across the region, but I want to take a closer look at the threat as we head into late this afternoon and early evening. We have a widespread non-severe threat across much of British Columbia, stronger storm dynamics at place further across the north where we'll likely see pockets of large hail. But as we push east of the Rockies, we have extreme heat under this very strong upper ridge that is essentially focused across Saskatchewan today before it slides into southern Manitoba tomorrow, giving way to dangerous humidex values likely reaching that 40 mark. And this is part of the reason why we have severe storms firing off along this cold front. Again, you could expect these along the Alberta-Saskatchewan border, perhaps entering the city of Calgary and Red Deer behind this system as we have pop-up very isolated storms that will get going throughout this afternoon and evening. Now, the same storm system continues to make its way further east across Manitoba tomorrow, so we'll have to closely monitor the city of Winnipeg. And
Canadians are finally